Hi everybody, so today I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial that I haven't done in ages now, so if you want to know how to get this half of my face, this part, you know how to do it, then keep watching because I'm going to be doing the other half of my face. So yeah, I'm just done half of my face, and for foundation I use the Healthy Mix Serum from Bourjois. I usually get in the colour 51. This doesn't actually say it, but all the others on 51, so I just assume that this one's 51 as well. That's the lightest shade, by the way. And I also used Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. This is probably the best powder I own because all the other ones are really expensive. They just don't even do half the job. So I really like this one. So I usually use that, and I used just a normal eBay duo fibre brush and the Real Techniques duo fibre brush. I don't know if you can get these ones anymore, but they're really good. So if you can get one, at least get this one because this one's really good. So yeah, so I'm just going to start on my eyebrows. I usually use the dark brown Rimmel London pencil. It's just sort of like, it's like $2.99. It's like really good, and it's probably the best pencil that I've ever used. So I usually use this one. It's so quick and easy as well, and if you set it with powder, like normal brown powder or something, it stays on all day and it usually doesn't even sweat off, which is like really good as well. Also good if you have no eyebrows, because I used this when I didn't have any eyebrows, and it's really good because if you sharpen it you can get all your little hairs in there and things like that. Now if you are messy at eyebrows, I can be quite messy if I'm starting off, especially now that I only have half an eyebrow. It's a really quick and simple way how to do it, and I will show you. So after that I usually set with brown powder, which I usually use the Beautiful Brows one, and this one's dark brown, with my 266 MAC angled brush. And then I start to fill in sort of like where the angle is at first, so the end of it. And then I start to use the MAC 195 concealer brush and the MAC NW15 Studio Finish concealer. Obviously it doesn't have to be NW15, it can be any concealer that matches your skin tone. I'd go for like one shade lighter than your skin tone because I'm usually an NW20, so I usually go for NW15 for my concealer. And you literally just use the point of it to clean up what you got wrong. And that is honestly like the quick and most simple way how to do it. It's so easy. And it also means you don't have to spend too much time on your eyebrows also. Then I'm taking the Real Techniques, so I think it's Dome Shadow Brush. I'm pretty sure it's that. All the markings on it have rubbed off, so I just use that to brush downwards, as then that then buffs out. And then it also becomes quite a nice brow highlight as well as you go one lighter in your concealer, one shade. I also then bring that down to go into the crease underneath my eye. But I don't know whether you can see on camera, but that makes my, because it's kind of like a creamy concealer, that always makes my eye like super greasy underneath. So I always then take my Rimmel Stay Matte Powder and then the brush that I just used for the rest of my face, and then I just sort of dust it over my eye, just so then it's nice and matte. And I just hate like any sort of shine underneath my eyes because I think it just makes you look older and more tired. So I usually like to keep it matte. Pardon me, can't stop coughing. Then I'm going to be starting with doing the colours on my eyes. Now I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Naked palette just because I don't have like browns on their own, sort of like the kind of dark sort of browns. This one's called Dark Horse if you can't see it. Now if you have this palette, then brilliant, then just use the same colours I'm using, but I'm pretty sure that there are tons and tons and tons of browns on the market if you can't get hold of the Urban Decay palettes, because they are quite pricey. So I've just taken a bit of Dark Horse on a 217 MAC brush, and then I'm just literally putting it on the outer V of my eye. And what's good about the 217 brush is that it literally kind of like half buffs it out as you're doing it, which makes it really, really, really super easy. Then I'm going to take some more and I'm going to put it on the inner V of my eye. So then it starts to create this sort of middle part and sort of bringing it in. And the best thing to do with this is literally just keep building, because sometimes you can then put too much. Now you don't have to be too, you know, clean with this, because at the end of the day you're still going to buff it out. And even if you do, like I have got a little bit into that little space that we were going to be saving to put some shiny eyeshadow in. The shiny eyeshadow pretty much just goes over the top of it anyway, so it doesn't really matter if you don't have like the perfect line, you know, because everything's going to be buffed out. It's just so you literally just get that little bit of a shape and you get that sort of like highlight in the middle. And then after that, I usually get a tiny little brush. I think this one's actually a lip brush, the 231 MAC brush. This is just the smallest brush that you pretty much have. Sometimes you can put Fix Plus spray on the brush, but I always end up putting too much and then it just goes everywhere and the brush gets too wet. So I'm putting Half Baked. You can use a glitter, you can use anything you want. It's just because I'm using the Urban Decay palette, I thought it would be just easier to use something else from the palette, so that anybody that has that palette can just use it from there, as it just makes things easier. And then I'm just going to put that in the middle. And I tend to dab it because then I find that you, one, get less fallout and you get more product on the actual eye. Again, take your time with parts like these, because most of them they really need to be built up and done over and over again, so you get the actual feel of like the colour itself. I then took the brush that I had earlier, which is by the way the Sigma Blending E25 brush, and then you literally just buff out the corners. There's no need to blend out the middle part, because obviously you don't want to muddy up the colours and get the glitter all over wherever you're going. So literally, even if you are using glitter or whatever you're using, then just make sure you just blend the out parts, because I know that glitter can be quite harsh and they can end up getting like harsh lines. So just blend out the edges of it and it'll look fine. I'm then going to take my blacktracks fluid line. You can use any eyeliner for this. I just prefer to use gel sometimes with things like this, because I find I get more control on what I'm actually doing itself, rather than sort of with a liquid liner and you end up doing one line and then you go, oh crap, I've done something bad, and then you have to go over it and over it, and then you end up losing that glitter part, which is always the worst. So I tend to sort of pull my eye backwards, just so that helps me get that actual line itself. If you're new to eyeliner, I definitely would suggest this. This is how I ended up sort of getting the hang of it, as it were, and that's sort of just become a habit. You just sort of pull it out. Obviously your eye, everybody's eye shape is different, so whatever flick that you're actually used to doing that works for your eyes, then just go with that. I'm really only using this just to get some definition on the lashes, really, because sometimes when you can put glitter on, it can overshadow and make your eyes look really like undefined. And then you can just literally just build it up to whatever you're comfortable with. And here's another trick as well. If you don't like using the sellotape technique, which I have never tried, but I kind of feel it's a little bit weird, but you could always just get a baby wipe and then just swipe upwards. Or you could use some concealer. That always works as well. However, that can be sometimes a little bit messy if it doesn't work first time. And then you can just sort of go back in and just fill out any other bits that need filling out. And just keep checking with your mirror whatever you're happy with, and whatever you're used to as well. I mean, if you wear like tons of eyeliner or you don't wear any, if you don't wear any, then skip straight to mascara. Just make sure you sort of like really wiggle it into the lashes and make it look really defined, because sometimes that's somewhere where people get fall short on the makeup side with looks like these. So I'm using the Urban Decay Perversion mascara. I actually am obsessed with this mascara. I actually got it on with Naked on the Run, the travel pack, and I'm sort of like just constantly obsessed with it. It's the only mascara I've been using lately. If you literally, you know, you're an Urban Decay fan and you don't have this mascara, you know, what are you doing? You should have this mascara. Like, it's just the best one I think I've used since MAC Zoom Lash, and that was really good as well. And just sort of keep coating it on to whatever your preference is and whatever you like. And don't forget the bottom lashes. If there is some fallout, or you know that you can be a bit mucky with eyeshadows and things like that, then I probably would suggest actually doing your concealer and maybe the foundation part of the underneath your eye to last after everything's been done, everything's dried, like the mascara's dried and things, because, oh crap, I got a little bit on my nose, because it can be really, really annoying when, you know, you're starting doing the foundation, you've done the concealer and everything's done, and then you notice that there's like a bit of eyeshadow left underneath your eye, and it's just like the worst feeling ever. Or you sneeze after doing your mascara. That is the worst. So yeah, that's the eye makeup done. I'm just going to add a little bit of bronzer. This one is the Soft Sand Bronzing Powder. I'm pretty sure you can't get this one because I think this is the limited edition one that they did. But yeah, that's what it looks like. It's really, really nice. I really like using it because it doesn't come out as like an orangey brown that some bronzers do. It comes out as like a serious like brown bronzy sort of colour, which is quite nice because you can use it as a bronzer or concealer, not concealer, contouring and things like that, so it's really nice to use. Now, because it is summer, you can pretty much get away with how much bronzer you actually want to use, and no one's going to judge you for it. But just make sure that if you are a bit pale and you're using bronzer, to make sure that you definitely are using the blusher with it as well, because it can make you look a little bit washed out. So I'm going to use the mineralised Skin Finish MAC in Rio or something like that it's called. That's what it looks like. It's lovely, lovely colours. I think it's got some browns in it as well, so it works perfect for summer. And it has a highlight in it as well. Like, it has this like kind of sheen to it. So it means that, you know, with it sort of being hot outside and you have like full eyebrows on and the full eye look, you don't have to worry too much about the actual face products themselves. I should also mention that the foundation, the Bourjois Healthy Mix one, is actually really light on your skin as well, so you don't have to worry too much about that either. And that is the completed look. I usually don't wear anything on my lips unless I'm going out for a special occasion, but because this is heavy eye, and it's summer anyway, so a lot of people don't wear things on your lips because it can get hot and sticky and messy and things like that. So yeah, this is just the finished look, and if you have any recommendations on what I should do next, then leave comments in the down bar. And yes, subscribe, like, comment and all that stuff. So yeah, bye, thanks for watching.